Good morning. All my plans have changed again because of the weather. I wanted to head up to South Lake Tahoe and see the Sierra Nevada mountain range, so I went to Hercules, California, and I got some pretty sick all-terrain tires. I decided to go with the BF Goodrich KO3 tires, and here's how that went.
Oh, you have a nail too.
I have a nail?
Yeah, I see a nail.
Oh, where? Oh my gosh! Uh-oh.
But yeah, your tires are like a 4 or 5.
4 or 5, so they need
5.
replacement at 4.
Yeah.
And they're already at 5.
Yeah, once it gets to 4, that's like borderline tire service.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right? Correct. So you got 2 sides. So you got the
Oh,
white.
wow, that is rugged as heck. That's cool. It's got that white,
Yeah, so you got one
that
side
white-
that has the white.
Yeah.
And then you got this rugged edge right here.
yeah.
And then if we switch it to the other side,
Yeah.
you've got the black side.
Oh, so people pick what side they want? Which side should I do? So the blue will be wiped off and it'll be white.
It'll be white, yeah. Yeah, so with the purchase that you made today on those BFG KO3s, you're gonna get free maintenance on your tires. So any balancing, rotations, any repairs that you need, if we can fix it, we're gonna fix it for you free of charge. And then with our certificate program that you purchased, you're also gonna get free replacements on those tires as well.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome.
Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up, get up and go. I stay ready for more. Go to the toe till I level the score. Never gonna quit.
And then I heard on the news how bad it really was. I think the big snowstorm has caused a lot of delays on the I-80. And if you don't know the I-80, that is the highway that takes you up into Tahoe from the Bay Area. And it is famously known for Donner's Pass, which is a high elevation mountain summit pass that is known to be pretty treacherous. People have actually passed away recently from the avalanches that have happened. And yeah, it's just been really devastating to hear that. So I didn't want to chance it, even with these extremely expensive tires that I just bought, even knowing that I can put snow chains on and go up there. So I'm actually going to change my travel itinerary completely and see the Sierra Nevada mountain range by going south.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side, our fears are done. All the good times just begun. We know we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life.
Hi, baby. Are you enjoying your little throne? Wait. Okay, let's just get this in here. Okay. Ever since I changed the orientation of the table, Archie now always wants to sit on this side, whereas he usually sits on this side. I don't know if it's because he's used to sitting where the bar is, but I think that's really funny. Anyways, I really try not to get McDonald's. This is actually the first time I had McDonald's this year, but they have a new menu item: sausage biscuit with egg, but with hot honey sauce. And usually with breakfast sandwiches, I like to put ketchup on it because it just adds a lot more flavor. But I'm curious to see if the hot and honey sauce makes it better. And then my usual go-to, obviously the hash brown. That's pretty much the main reason I go to McDonald's for breakfast, because the hash browns are amazing. And I always get a decaf coffee with some cream in it. So I haven't had McDonald's breakfast in so long. Let me try the coffee first. Oh, it's too hot. I can't. Woo. Alright, let's try the McDonald's hash brown for the first time in a very, very long time. This is where it's at. I'm not condoning McDonald's. I know it's extremely bad for you, like so bad, like so bad for you, but once in a while, right? Okay, let's try the new hot honey sausage biscuit sandwich. Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I can taste the honey. I can taste the spice that they put in it. I don't know if I prefer that to just using like Cholula or habanero hot sauce with ketchup. But I don't hate it. Like, I would eat that again. Let me give it one more bite just to... Yeah, this is bringing back all sorts of nostalgia and memories. It's still too hot. Wasn't there a story where a customer sued McDonald's because the coffee was too hot? And I think it like burned them or something. Whenever I pick up really hot coffee and I can't drink, I think of that.
As I made my way along the Pacific Coast Highway, I felt so defeated because nothing seems to be going my way. Ever since I got my van, I had my heart set on getting to Highway 365 because that was the road that brought tears to my eyes when I saw the Sierra Nevada mountains for the first time in my life. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, I decided to feel thankful instead, because it could have easily been me trapped on Donner's Pass under 6 feet of snow. And who knows? Maybe this detour will lead to something that I needed even more.
By the way, I've been driving on the new all-terrain tires for the last bit, and it feels really different than the regular tires I had. The van definitely moves slower. It's not as quick to accelerate, and it feels heavier. Like I can tell the tread is gripping onto the road. And yeah, I'm glad I got the tires because you want good winter tires when you're going to mountains, and I'd rather be safe than sorry for sure, especially after seeing all the accidents around Truckee. But my my heart kind of hurts because it's like my miles per gallon is probably a lot lower now. Every time I drive on highway or like paved roads, I'm like, this amazing tread that I paid so much money for is just wearing away. But I want to hear from you guys. Would you have all-terrain tires when you're only using them partly for snow for a short period of time? And also, I want to know if you guys would have made the same decision as putting the whites on the outside versus keeping it black. Because I'm not a flashy person, I'd be interested to know. And I won't be upset by what people say. I want to truly know your honest opinions on that.
No matter how many times I've driven on the Pacific Coast Highway, it never gets old for me. In fact, this is the highway that inspired me to move to California in the first place, and it's not hard to see why. The lush green rocky cliffs to one side and the endless ocean hundreds of feet below make me feel so truly alive and in awe of the world we live in. This road has been featured in countless films and TV shows, but nothing quite captures it like driving on it yourself. Feeling the weight of each turn and how the landscape changes at every corner, there's truly nothing like it.
I'm just at the ranger station at Big Sur because I decided that after spending so many weeks in the city, I want to treat myself to a quiet campground where I can sleep peacefully for a night. And it's quite expensive here. The campsite that is the cheapest to get is at Pfeiffer State Park, and that is $50 a night. You heard me, folks. $50 a night for a regular tent spot. That's not even the hookup spots. Those are more. And one thing to know about Highway 1 in California is it is illegal to pull over off of the highway to sleep at night, and you can get fined. The sign was saying $1,000, and that restriction has been there last time I was doing van life along the coast, and it's why I generally just kind of blow past this stretch because there's nowhere to sleep legally. I just went into that van. I thought it was mine, and I it's a ProMaster, and I thought it was my van, and I opened the door and I realized it wasn't my van, and I was so surprised that I fell backwards and I fell on the ground. I was like, oh my god, I fell backwards, and oh my goodness, that was crazy. I'm so glad somebody inside didn't freak out at me. Such a shame that only people with money can afford to stay at a campground like this, because everyone deserves access to nature. And for a state park, I would think that they'd want the parks to be accessible by everyone, but $50 a night, that's a lot to ask. That's a lot to ask of people. But anyways, now that we're here, we found a camp spot right by the river. There's no cell reception here, but I do have Starlink, but I've decided I'm not going to use it today because I paid for this site, so I want to make the most of it. So I'm literally just going to sit outside and read and hang out, maybe draw a little bit until dinner time. And then dinner time, we're going to make something really yummy. Right now I'm reading The Daily Stoic, and it's a really cool book because every day you just have a very short entry to read, and that's really cool.
Epictetus wrote in the Discourses, "A podium and a prison is each a place, one high and the other low, but in either place your freedom of choice can be maintained if you so wish." In all circumstances, adversity or advantage, we really have just one thing we need to do: focus on what is in our control as opposed to what is not. Right now, we might be laid low with struggles, whereas just a few years ago, we might have lived high on the hog, and in just a few days, we might be doing so well that success is actually a burden. One thing will stay constant: our freedom of choice, both in the big picture and small picture.
I just drew some pine needles since there are pine trees here. That's all. For dinner tonight, I thought I would try making mabo tofu. If you don't know what it is, it's like a Szechuan Chinese dish, and it's like a spicy tofu with minced pork on rice. So I think it's going to be really, really yummy. Before we get started on that, we have to make some rice. So we're just going to use this organic long grain rice. I think for Chinese food, long grain rice is the one that you want. Just going to wash the rice. Ideally, you want to wash the rice until the water is clear. This gets rid of that sticky starchiness that you don't want in rice. We want rice to be fluffy and airy. So I just kind of use a spoon and I just stir it, and it makes rice milk. Just do this a few times. And then once it's milky, I just pour it out. And then I do it again, and I repeat it several times. Just getting out the ground pork. And the tofu that we're using is a soft, you want soft tofu for mapo tofu. So I picked up one at the Korean grocery store. And of course we want to have vegetables with every meal, so I got some bok choy that we'll steam and have with some garlic and soy sauce. And then I'm just gonna cube it because that's generally how I see it at restaurants, is they just sort of cube it. I also washed and prepped the bok choy. I like to take the leaves out because it's easier to clean because there can be dirt on the bottom of the stem. So I like to rip all the leaves out and wash it before steaming that. Okay, the bok choy is steamed, so we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna do a quick stir fry with the garlic and the soy sauce. Okay, and I'm just gonna take some soy sauce and just put a little bit. It doesn't need a lot, just a little bit for salt. And then I like to put a little bit of sesame oil. Oh, that was a lot. That was not a little bit. And it's just really quick because bok choy cooks really fast. Oh, it's so steamy. Ah, sorry. All right, now the fun part. We're gonna make the mapo tofu. And the recipe seems very, very straightforward. It just calls for some oil, and then it wants 2 ounces of ground pork. Alright, now that the ground pork is cooked, it's time to add our simmer sauce. Alright, now that that's simmering, then it says to add the tofu. And I'm just gonna chop up some green onion for garnish. Because how can you eat Asian food without a little bit of green onion? Alright, now it's time to plate the mapo tofu. We have fluffy, long grain rice. Okay, and then we're gonna put in the mapo tofu, just goes right on top of the rice. This is enough for 2 people, so I'm gonna have leftovers. And then finally, we garnish. And there we have it, folks. We have mapo tofu made in a van in Big Sur State Park. And as a side vegetable, we have our bok choy. Pretty hungry, so I hope this will be good. Let's give it a try. Oh, it's good. It's not the same as what you would get at a restaurant. Like this is clearly instant, and medium hot's not hot at all. This is like actually, like, I would say this is mild. So I wish I went for the hot because I do like a little bit of burning in my mouth when I eat. But this like, I would make this again. This is good. And I'm glad this is good because I bought 2 boxes. It was so cheap, I thought, why not? This dish doesn't require any like real teeth or chewing because it's so soft. So it's a good dish if you can't chew. Alright, let's try the bok choy. I'm definitely partial to Asian vegetables. I think like Asian greens are way tastier than what we have here. But yeah, I will have to say, I think a lot of reasons why you don't see tons of van life content in California is, especially along the coast, it is really hard to find spots to overnight camp. It's not like some cities where they say no overnight camping, but they don't actually enforce it. Here you will get ticketed. So I'm glad I got this campground, because for once in a really long time, I feel like I'm allowed to be here. I'm allowed to exist. I'm allowed to sleep here. I don't have to be worried about something bad happening, like someone trying to rob me, rob the van, break into the van, or like getting the knock in the middle of the night. So just like psychologically, I can actually rest here. And yeah, if it wasn't $50 a night, I would spend a whole week here if I could, to be honest with you. I have some pretty exciting plans. We're gonna finally go to the Sierra Nevada mountain range and see if those KO3 tires are worth the price, and see how bad the snow has gone. So I'm really, really excited to show you guys that. Oh, the carnage. What has happened in here? Ah, it's crazy.